Hi all, I'm Purni working as an assistant professor in the Department of Industrial Biotechnology, and I'm going to talk about the topic today is about your capital investment, which includes your fixed and also the working capital investment. So we'll get into the topic. So here when you talk about your capital investment, so for any plan to be started up, we do not rely only on a designing part as we have said earlier in all the criterias so far, right? So here we have to while after designing we have to implement how this design can be proceeded further by investing the capital amount for the turning up the profit as a profit for a particular product. So by here, what are the various investment that we need about your capital investment? What are the various types in capital investment we do have, whether it is of a fixed one or it is of a working capital, or how it has can be implied for different factors which influences your investment. So like small factors which influences the investments like your labor charge, your maintenance charge, your electrical charge, your piping, water, tax charges. So what are the various investments that we need, and how much investment, how much amount of the part we have to segregated from the capital investment for your working of a plant that we will be seeing in the case of your this topic. So when you talk about your first one, it is said to be the capital investment. So when you talk about a capital investment, which means that your the amount what we are having to go for starting up with your plant production for your any product to be formed. So when we talk about a capital investment, there are two types of a capital investment. The one is said to be the TCI, which means that the total capital investment, and next one is your fixed capital investment, that is said to be your FCI, and the working capital is said to be the WC. So here when we talk about total capital investment is said to be the summation of your fixed capital investment and a working capital investment. So what investment we do have as a total input, that we have to take it as a total capital investment, in which how much amount we are going to use for a different factors. Okay, so for a different, what are the various parts we are going to use among this capital investment, that is said to be the fixed capital investment and your working capital investment. So this TCI represents your summation of your working capital and your fixed capital investment. So when you talk about your fixed capital investment, this includes your the equipment cost and the other facilities whatever we do need for the starting up of a plant for the production of a product. So when you talk about a fixed capital investment, which implies your direct cost as well as an indirect cost. So here when we talk about a direct cost and indirect cost, the direct cost, which means that the cost of your equipments, your facilities, your site, your land preparation, your water supply, the electricity supply, whatever we do need like a good own, everything that comes under a category of your direct cost. So the indirect cost in the sense, if any time the plant has been failed to produce a particular plant product, so here we are going to use an alternate source. So that makes your indirect cost. So what are the various factors that influences the starting up of a plant? So that also has to be considered before starting of your plant by considering the capital investment. So the total capital investment is said to be the summation of your fixed capital investment as well as your working capital investment. So when you talk about a fixed capital investment, this is said to be the direct summation of your direct cost as well as the indirect cost. So we'll see what are the various factors which influences the direct cost. So when you talk about a direct cost, which implies your the purchasing of your equipment from the dealer or a supplier. Okay, so which means that what are the various types of an equipments, large types of a unit operations or a bioprocess equipment what we are going to utilize for our production plan before starting up, and those implies a direct cost. So here when you talk about your bioprocess or any unit operation industries, the large size of an equipment like a column, heat exchanger, pumps, tanks, valves, what are the compressors, fermenters, whatever the things that we are used, that can be used as a direct cost as a factor which influences for your about the particular part from your capital investment. And when we have, after we have been purchased this equipment, how it is going to be installed. So what is the installation charges for it, and how the piping has to be done. So if the piping has to be done, whether it has to be in an insulated one or a non-insulated one, everything that includes your direct cost. And then the instrument and the control, which means that the instrument and the control, in the sense, what are the various instruments we use for sensing your various factors, physical factors like your pH, temperature, your pressure, and your chemical factors like your biological oxygen demand or a COD, how much it is there. So those types of an measuring your device called an instrument, that also need to be purchased and includes in the case of a direct cost. And how it can be controlled. So when we are installing this instrument, in the case of an estimating, in the case of your equipment, whatever it has been running the process for a product formation, how it can be controlled. So the control can be done with the help of a sensor. So yeah, the pH can be detected using your pH sensor. The pressure can be detected using your pH meter. Pressure, right? Then your temperature can be sensed using your sensor, so thermometer, right? So that sensor, how it can be controlled. So this control of your instrument that can be incorporated directly with the equipment, and how it can be controlled in the sense, these sensors are being incorporated in the equipment that will give a signal to the control room in the case of your computer display. So that control room also sets to be involving factors in the case of a direct cost. Then the electrical equipment, in the case how the electricity we are going to supply for the whole process to produce a particular plant. And then the building. So the building, when we talk about your process administration, your maintenance shop. So like your, if you are maintaining your equipment monthly once, how this maintenance has to be done, and how the what are the various equipment that has been needed for a building, and what are the various process we need for a building construction site, and how it can be administered, like your supervisor, your cleaners, your sweepers for the particular area, that has to be taken into a consideration for a direct cost. Then that is said to be your site preparation. So here when I talk about a site preparation, which also involves your direct cost, which means that we are going, before starting of a plant, we have to select the location of a plant for a starting up, right? So here we have to prepare a site. Then how this site can be done. So then how we can start up your startup of your plant for in a particular site where we have been prepared for starting up of a plant. So here then next, service availabilities, facilities like the other, the steam, water, air, or a fuel. So the fuel, which means that it will give you the power for a running of your plant to produce a product. And then the air, how we are going to supply the air, whether we are going to install the equipment in an open space or in a closed space, or how we are going to supply the water. In the case of whether we are going to take your water from the municipal supply, or we are going to take the water from the nearby sources like a lake or a river for a running of a plant. And then waste treatment, how the treatment can be used for a waste can be done, waste water can be reused, or what are the various treatments. So those are not will come under in the case of a direct cost, as well as the land also, which includes. So the next, the indirect cost, which includes, so whatever the direct cost, we do have the factors like your equipment, your plant, your administration, your maintenance, your land site, your electricity, water supply of a power, everything that has to be administered by your supervisor. So each and every divisions that will be having a supervisor, so that which involves your cost for as a indirect cost. So the engineering and the supervision, like your administrative and the design and the supervision and then inspection of those particular divisions, for that it implies your indirect cost. Okay, so the next, it doesn't make so much cost, so we call it as an indirect cost. So what are the various expenses we are going to spend, and what are the fees we are going to pay for there, for the on a contractual basis for a construction of a building or a maintenance of equipment in a year, everything, contingency or startup expenses, that will be implied in the case of an indirect cost. So here the working capital is said to be your the summation of your direct cost as well as your indirect cost. So that is the working capital, in the sense there will be some part from your total capital investment that has to be considered for a working capital, and the remaining part should be considered for a fixed capital investment. So that is why we call the working capital is said to be the capital which is needed for the initial operation of the plant, which means that what are the initial operation of a plant has to be done in the case, what are various factors influences, or the raw materials, your power supply, your water supplies, your electricity supply, those are which includes your working capital cost. So therefore it is said to be your, the working capital is said to be or only occupying your 10 to 20% of the total capital investment. The remaining 90 to 80 percentage will be of your fixed capital investment. So when we talk about your operating cost and the total production cost, so here how we can calculate the operating cost. So operating cost, in the sense, it can be calculated your cost that can be calculated in a year. So the annual operating expenses, how we are going to spend for each and every steps of your starting, after starting up of a plant till we are transporting the product to the market for a commercialization. So that seems to be the operating cost. In a particular year, how much we are spending, that will be including your operating cost. So the next one is the total product cost. So what is the total product cost? In the sense, it is the cost of producing a particular product in a particular mass. So how much amount of the cost of producing a unit mass of a product in a per year, that can be include your total production cost. So whenever we are doing any thing, so that includes this and all, which includes the operating cost and the total production cost, everything that has been included in the case of your equipments, your installation, your pipings or installation of a pipings, or your electricity power supply, your water supply, your land tax and transport tax, everything that comes under the category of your cost. So here in this case, when we talk about any research and development, so that makes a sense for your labor expense, that also it has to be included in the case of your cost estimation while your investment has to be done. So before starting up of your project, the project we must be known. So this much amount has to be fixed in such a way, only that much amount of your investment that has to be needed for a maintenance purpose. This much amount of the has to be needed for a electricity charges. This much amount of the has to be fixed so that it can be used only for your water tax or a property tax. So that has to be set it in a clear-cut manner, so that the process can be done in a clear manner. So here the project is said to be that has a no specific revenue and the savings that has to be identified, which means that if any of your equipment has been failed to produce a product, so replacement of your other equipment that has to be done. And then if we are talking about a waste treatment, that has to be monitored so that it should not affect the environment, so that it will not give you the any health hazards in the case of in and surroundings the industries or a plant. So what are the safety improvement that can be done by following the rules and regulations of the law, so which will be making your the project that has to be done in a specific revenue and the savings that has to be identified. So then we how we'll go to the next call your how we can calculate the total annualized cost. So how we can calculate the total annualized cost, that is the TAC, is said to be the summation of your annualized fixed cost and the summation of your operating cost. So how much amount of the cost is needed for the particular operation of a plant and how much turnover it is giving in the case of a particular year. So that is why we call it as a AFC, annualized fixed cost, and the operating cost. So when we talk about your annualized fixed cost, so for time being, we can make this as a fixed capital investment that can be calculated in a particular number of years it has been expected. So which means that, so in a particular year, how much amount of your turnover has been produced by using that capital investment. So, or your fixed capital investment, or in another year, whether it has been improved or not. So it has to be improved, then only we can run the plan successfully for the product formation. So the AFC is said to be the annualized fixed cost. For a time being, it can be calculated using the fixed capital investment in a particular number of years, service years that has been expected. So the next one, as we all know that these are said to be the various direct costs that has been implied. So how this can be done in the case of your this. So here, how we can do the estimation. So how we can do the after your capital investment, how we can done the estimation in the same. This can be done with the help of a term called the cost index percent cost. Cost index percent cost, that is said to be the original cost at the particular time t, so that it can be calculated using a Marshall and a Swift process. So here, when you talk about a Marshall and a Swift, this all type of an industry, whatever the equipment we are using, that has to be indexed in such a way so that your process industry equipment index also has to be taken into the consideration. So when you talk about your cost index percent cost, this had to be the original cost at a particular time that can be calculated using the Marshall and a Swift basis by a two types of it indexes. The first index is said to be the industry, whatever the equipment we are using in the case of an industry. So the industry equipment index, as well as your the process industry equipment index. So what are the various industries which uses various unit operations as in the form of an equipment for indexing purposes. So this can be given on a weighted average of all the combination that is being used in the case of an industries or a starting up of a plant. So if we use it as of a cement, we use it for a 2%. Out of this 8, we are using some weight percentage of a 2 for the cement purchasing for a starting or for a flooring or anything. So for a painting purposes, we have to use a 5% of your cost index. For your chemicals, how much amount? This is a 48%. For paper, for clay product, for petroleum, for gas. So this on a weighted average, we have to make it use for your cost estimation that can be calculated using your cost index percent cost. So the next one is the industry equipment index, which means that your it's said to be the average of whatever the types of an equipment we are using in the case of our industries, either in the case of a unit operation industries or a bioprocess industry. So the next one, how we can calculate the capital investment. So what are the various methods for estimating the capital investment? So when you talk about a capital investment, the first method is said to be determining the detailed item estimate. So how we are designing the process in the case of an industry before the starting up of a plant. So here when you talk about a preliminary design that has to be taken for a detailed design for our processing of a plant. So here, when you talk about your detailed item estimate, what are the items that has been implied in the case of a direct as well as an indirect has to be taken into a consideration for evaluating the detailed item estimate. So the next one is the unit cost estimate. So when you talk about a unit cost estimate, what are the various types of the unit process equipment we are used for your production plant that has to be taken into consideration along with the direct cost and the indirect cost estimation. So the unit cost estimate is said to be the summation of your whatever the equipment we are using and what are the various types factors we are using for the maintenance, for electricity, for your transportation, for our labor, everything that has to be taken into the consideration. So the E represents the equipment cost, and EL represents the labor which is needed for maintenance of the equipment, and FX represents your materials which is needed. So as we all know that there are various materials that have been needed for the production of a plant. So FE represents what are the unit cost which are for your engineering purposes. So the like your maintenance. Then FD is the drawing cost and FF is the field expense factor. So these are the various things that has been included, and this is said to be your multiplied by the factor called the field expense factor. So there are two methods for estimating your capital investment CI. The first one is a detailed item estimate, which includes your both direct as well as an indirect cost, and then the unit cost estimate. And this can be multiplied. The unit cost estimate can be done by multiplying all the factors of your equipment, your labor, or your raw materials for your unit maintenance, or for your drawing costs for the scalings or elevations of your things, that has been multiplied by the factor called a field expense factor, that gives you the unit cost estimate. So how much amount can be calculated on a base of a percentage? That can be calculated using the formula called C is equal to E of your F1 to E plus F2 of a E plus F3 of a E. So if there are various factors as we are input, so this like goes on, that includes the factors which is needed for a delivery, that is said to be the F1. So all the items which has been included in the case of a direct and indirect cost can be evaluated as a percentage of the delivered equipment cost. So the next is an estimation that has been based on the Lang factor. So here the Lang factor is said to be a factor that has to be used to estimate your equipment delivery cost, or your how much amount of the capital investment that has been utilized for your maintenance or your annual maintenance purpose, or for your transportation for a turnover. That can be calculated based on a Lang factor, which has been explained or given by the scientist called Lang. So we name this factor as the Lang factor. So how it can be calculated? This can be calculated using the fixed cost investment, can be found out by multiplying the equipment cost by the factor called a Lang factor. So here when you talk about this Lang factor, so what are the various amount we have been spent as an investment for a direct cost, for an indirect cost, so that among in which what is how much amount of your capital investment, so what percentage of the capital investment has been utilized for your direct cost as well as indirect cost, can be calculated using the factors called a Lang, which has been explained by the scientist called Lang. So we call that factor as a Lang. So that can be multiplied into the some particular factor. So how much amount has been utilized. So whether it is a 15% for equipment, or a 10% for your maintenance, or 80% for electricity. So that has to be taken into considered as a factor for your estimation. So the next one, when we talk about a capital investment for a new plant or the extension of your plant. Okay, so it's for not for a once the starting up of a plant for a production formation, then if we need to start up your productivity to be increased, so we need to extend or we need to start up a new plant for a product to be produced. So what are the three factors which involves in the formation of your new plant? Is it to be the direct fixed capital and a working capital, and then startup and a validation cost. So when you talk about a DFC, what are among your fixed capital investment, what amount we are going to spend, and among which capital we are going to utilize as a which part of your fixed capital we are going to use as a working capital, and how it can be validated. So these are the three main items that has to be considered for a capital investment for a new plant. So when you talk about a direct cost for any processing of a plant, for your equipment, if we need to utilize your investment, among your investment for equipment purchase, we need to utilize for a 15 to 40% of your total investment. And after your purchasing of your equipment, how we are going to do the installation. So when you talk about your installation, how much amount we are going to utilize from the capital investment. So it has to be only of a 6 to 40%. It should not beyond your 50 or a 60 or a 70. And similarly for your instrumentation, for installation of a pipe, and for electricity supply, those everything that has to be considered only a particular factor for your estimation of your capital investment, out of which for your purchasing of your equipment, for installation, your installation of a piping, and how the electricity has to be produced. So that includes your on-site. So where we are going to start up all those things, that has to be done on a on-site purpose. The next one is an off-site. So what are the buildings, how we can construct the building. So the scalings that has to be done in the form of elevation, scale elevations, or the scale drawings that has to be done in the case of your off-site in a system manner, so that it will give you the projection in the 3D. So what is the cost for your blueprints and what is the cost for your designing of your plant, that has to be taken for your offsite. So that whether we need your building construction, so only the 2 to the 18% of your capital investment has to be utilized. And when I talk about your improvement, if we need it further, so we have to make a space for a further improvement in a further year for a product improvement or an increasability of a yield. And then the service facility, what are various service we need. So like your transportation which has been needed for your labor, and transportation which is needed for your raw materials to be startup of a plant, and for your transportation of a final product to the market. So what are the various service we do need in the form of your things that has to be included among your 80 to 30% of your capital investment. Then how much amount we are going to pay for the land tax or your water supply, your electricity supply, that comes under all these things, that comes under a category of your offsite. So these are the things that comes under in the case of a direct cost, which has a two-side on-site estimation as well as your off-site estimation. So the next one is your industrial cost. So when we talk about an industrial cost, when we talk about what are the various construction site, how the scalings has been done, what are the supervisors we don't need. So everything that has to be taken into consideration. So this working capital is said to be your summation of your indirect cost and your direct cost. So in the indirect cost, when you talk about how much amount of the construction materials we are going to do for your plant site construction, or for your any plant of a unit operation or a bioprocess. So this includes your contractor fee, that is a supervisor fee also. So the next one, how much we are going to pay for a contractor. So for ones who are constructing the building, we have to give them, and for them they will give there for their supervisor, their labors, everything they have to take into consideration. So that implies your indirect cost. And then the contingency, which means that the need for the labors one. So this working capital is said to be the summation of your direct cost as well as your indirect cost. So then the next one, after producing all the plant, how we are going to make your profitability in the case of a turnover number. So how we can be calculated. So here this can be calculated in the case of a return of an investment. So how much amount of your investment we have been spent and how much amount of a profit we have been attained. So always your investment, it has to be lesser than your return of your investment. So here in this case of your more than the, so when we are, so which means that which is always your return of an investment in a higher manner than the capital investment, because then only your profitability will be in a successive manner. If not, you will be in a loss, right? So here the return of an investment can be calculated using a formula called a CF divided by the TCI. The CF is the cost factor divided by the total capital investment. So this also worth, which includes your NPV, that represents your net percent worth. So this is said to be the summation of a various factors what we are using. So what are the various factors we use that represents your N that can be implied for a different estimation. So this estimation can be used, this formula can be used to calculate your net present worth, that is said to be NPWCFK divided by 1 plus I the whole power of K plus CFN plus BS plus working capital divided by 1 plus I the whole to the power of your N. The N represents the number of a factor, the WC represents a working capital, the CF represents the cost factor of a particular things that has been used. So minus of a total capital investment will give you the net present worth. And the return of investment can be calculated on a particular factor what we are using and divided by the total capital investment. The next one is said to be a formula for calculating the payout time. So here when you talk about the payout time, this can also be named as a payback time or a cash recovery period. So here when we talk about a payback time and a cash recovery period, this also can be calculated using the formula of a fixed capital investment minus of a V suffix of X divided by the average cash flow. So here this POT, the payout time, which is said to be the minimum time which is needed to recover the investment. So we should calculate a investment return so that in a particular time duration within a shorter duration that we have to calculate your return of an investment. So if you are spending, example, if you are spending a 1 lakh for anything, we need to recover this investment of a 1 lakh within a shorter duration, like your 3 months or a 4 months. We should not wait till your uh, annual turnover to be calculated. Okay, so that is said to be the payout time. So that is the minimum time needed to recover the investment. So this can be calculated using the formula for fixed capital investment minus of BS divided by the average cash flow. So this also said to be your payback time or a cash recovery period in a shorter duration. The next one, why we are calculating this? So this, in this case, the annual cash flow is viewed as an annuity. So this average cash flow is viewed as an annuity in the case of a shorter period of a time. So this has to be taken in a minimum acceptable rate of a return on a total capital investment. So the time value of a money can be taken into the account with the inclusion of a minimum acceptable rate of a return of a TCI. So the POT for a minimum return in the case of an annual T, if you are calculating, it can be calculated using the formula of a fixed capital investment minus of a BS plus total capital investment into what are the various factors that has been having for your calculating your POT. So that is the I and N divided by the average cash flow in a annuity. So in this case, the annual cash flow is viewed as an annuity. So when we talk about this table which shows you the direct cost of an offsite and on-site and what are the various indirect costs that has been included here. So if you are purchasing the equipment, out of your fixed capital investment, what we are going to give, how much amount we need for the equipment purchase, how much amount is needed for the installation of your equipment, how much need it is for your instrumentation purpose, for your piping, your electrical. So that includes your direct cost, and outside how it can be improved, how we can use for your building for constructions here, what are the various service facilities like your transportation for the labor, for your raw material transport to the plant, and raw material product to be shifted to your other commercialized purpose to the market. So those comes under the category of an offset. Then the indirect costs are the engineering and the construction side, the contractor fee and their contingency. So the next one is how we can estimate this fixed capital cost estimation. So when we talk about a fixed capital cost estimation, this can be done with the help of a TPDC, that is a total plant direct cost, as well as your TPIC, that is an indirect cost. And then this can be calculated using the formula of a TPC, that is a total plant cost, which involves the summation of your TPDC, that is a total plant direct cost, as well as your total plant indirect cost. Okay, so the next one, the DFC can be calculated. So that is a direct fixed cost, which will be calculated using your total plant cost, which has been the summation of your TPDC, that is a direct, as well as your indirect, that is a TPIC. Along with this TPC, what are the various factors which involve your fees, your contingency of your this thing. So the summation of a TPC is said to be your, along with the 12, that's the fees and the contingency, that gives you the direct fixed capital, that is a DFC. So the next one, how we are going to do the building cost estimation. So this building cost estimation, we have to take it into consideration whether we are going to start up the plant by installing your equipment in a open space or a closed space. If it is of open space, it's fine. If it is of a closed space, we need to check it for your heating, ventilation, and an air conditioning system also. So your information of air circulation rate is one of the most important factors for a large scale of an industries before starting up of your plant. So here, which involves your determining the sizing and the power requirement which is needed for a heating, ventilation, and your air conditioning system, that we call it as a HVAC. So the next, how we can calculate your cost estimate. So this can be calculated based on a mathematical law, we call it as a scaling law, in which it has been expressed by the mathematical equation of a cost 2. That is the cost data for your 2 equipment size video need. So that is of a cost 2 is said to be the cost 1 of an equipment based on a size. So size 2 by the size 1 in suffix of your A. So this mathematical which implies your estimation for your economy of a scale by using a scaling law for a mathematical form. So here, when I talk about this one, this can be indexed in the case of your chemical engineering, all case of your plant process of your unit operation or your bioprocess, it has been included. So the indexing I can be determined. So the index of your any chemical engineer plant or a unit operation plant or a bioprocess plant, if you need, that can be calculated, the cost can be calculated based on an index. So this index is said to be update your equipment cost data according to the following equation of cost of your second equipment. It is said to be directly proportional to the cost of your first equipment, in which the indexing of your second equipment divided by the indexing of a first equipment. So that has to be taken into consideration for your cost 2 is said to be a formula of a cost 1 into I2 by I1. In addition to the direct fixed cost, that is of a DFC, it also includes a raw material that being do once it has been collected, it has to be stored for a 2 or a 3 months for your the successful running of a plant for producing the product in a larger quantity. Then the labor, then the utilities for a month, the waste treatment, the disposable for a month, and the other miscellaneous expenses also it has been included. So in addition to the direct fixed capital investment, this is to be considered for your other factors like the raw materials, your labor, your utilities, your wastewater and disposable for a particular month, and also the expenses. So always we have to keep it in a mind, the working capital when we are having, it has to occupy only the 10 to the 20% of a direct fixed cost. It should not more than a 80 to 90 or 40 to 60. So it has to be only in the range of a 10 to the 20% of the direct fixed cost. So once it has been done, then the starting up of your validation cost can also be validated for a starting up of a new plant, for your assessing for a product improvement. So here the value of a 5 to 10 is said to be the quite common in which the capital investment of your 10 to 20% has to be occupied in a working capital. So these are the various capital costs that has been needed for various cost system, your raw materials, your labor charge, your consumables, your lab, your control room, your waste disposal, and your utilities. That includes your direct cost, and the equipment and the miscellaneous are said to be the indirect cost. So here, when we talk about your investment and a working cost or operating cost and revenue of a project, that can be calculated using your ROI and your payback time by the using this equation. So the rate of return of an investment is said to be your net profit divided by the total investment into the 100%, and how we are taking in a particular year in a thing, that is said to be the payback time in a shorter duration. That is, it has to be minimum time to recover the investment. So the total investment divided by the profit will give you the payback time, that is said to be your POT. And the gross margin can be calculated using the formula of a gross profit per revenues. So these are the various things that has to be considered in to be taken into consideration before the starting up of your any plan for a production of a product, and which also includes your labors, your raw materials, your utilities, your electricity supply, your water supply, your transportation charges for your transporting your raw materials to the company, or from the plant side to the commercialized market, or what are the various modes of your transport which has been needed, like whether it is of an air, it will be more; if it is of water, it will be more. When we talk about a land, the cost of your transportation will be less. So we need to decide what type of a transportation we do need for our commercialized purpose, for a collection of raw materials, what type of a transport is needed for a production of a plant. So this also includes your the labor charge, what are the maintenance charge we use to do for a maintenance in a particular year by shutting down, so that it should not affect your investment, so it will not affect your profit as well as.